Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Roads Voz. My name's Matt. On this episode, we're looking at some HotGrips from Oxford. Now these have been around for a very long time. These were the go-to brand for heated hand grips. Pretty confident that Oxford hand grips account for well over half of every heated hand grip installed in Australia. Not including the ones that come factory on bikes now, just that's how long these have been around for though. So there's a few things we're going to check before we actually install them, and I'm going to go through that with you. Alright, so the first thing you need to do with when you're adding any electrical load to a bike is make sure it's capable of supporting the load. Now in this case, if we look here, focus, not sure if that's focusing. But what it's telling you is that the system runs at 28 to 30 watts per heated hand grip. So that's 60 watts. My little generator on the little 125, there it is. So a little generator cranks out 220 watts. So even with lights, it's capable of maintaining the heated hand grips. They do have a warning in this instruction manual is that you're best off having a battery tender, and I do tend to agree, because even though it doesn't sound like much, anything that produces heat or cooling uses a lot of power and is a drain on any power supply. So definitely get that. In the control box of these heated hand grips, it monitors the voltage. When it gets below a certain voltage, the hand grips cut out, which is an excellent feature and means it's not going to drain the battery down to zero when you forget to turn the things off, and you've got a chance of starting the bike when you come back to it. Another thing I like, if you look at focus on the instructions there, you're not wiring to anything major on the bike except for the battery. Now what I mean by that is you don't have to find a fuse, there's no complicated wiring, and you can install and remove this fairly easily, which I think is very important on these type of systems, especially if you're going to put it onto another bike. So you're not cutting and hacking any wiring, it's totally independent, it monitors the battery independently, which I think is brilliant. Anyway, let's get on to the installation. Alright, so in the instruction manual, put this mounting bracket just off the mount for the clutch cable, which is, in the case of the little CB125, it's just here. Make sure it's clear of anything that you can accidentally hit, like your choke lever, or make sure it's just not going to get in the way. So we'll put that on. One bolt should hold it. Now it's not bearing a lot of weight. You know what? The only problem I'm concerned is touching it, but we'll test that. We might have to put another bolt in there to lock it into place, but we'll see anyway. Well, that was not fun. So the nut that goes in here, which is now down there, had to use these horrible things to get it out. So there's an hour I just lost. You can see me sweating still. These things happen, so I had to order another screw for the bar ends, and done a little bit of damage drilling it out. As you can see there, I've taken the layer of paint off it. So luckily it's a cheap bike, so I'm not too worried about it. Anyway, on with the install. Alright, so here's a top tip from me to you. Before you go to all the trouble of mounting these grips, I'd do a bench test first. What I mean by that is put all the wires together, because there's nothing worse than you go into all that trouble to put something together, only to find out. Alright, so you see the two lines there and there, they just push together. Alright, power 30%, off, on. Let's warm these puppies up. Okay, starting to warm up. So they all seem to work, so I'll give it another minute. Once I'm happy with that they're working, then we're going to put them on the bike. So to install the hand grips, I've heard this rumour, and I've seen a lot of rumours that hairspray works just as well. So you apply the hairspray to the handlebars. So I asked my wife and daughter for hairspray, and when they finally stopped laughing, they handed it over. Alright, so here's something I missed. These little screws that are supplied go onto the, get screwed into the back of it. That will give it a better fit than just the, that double-sided tape or foam is just to help with vibration through the motorcycle. Alright, so the battery died on the camera, so I've grabbed the trusty GoPro. So we're going to have a quick look over it. So, end result. Cable's mounted here, drops down. Now the only concern I have is this cable here. If you see the brakes, like that would be locking the brake up, so it's not touching, so that's okay. It's handles free. I will have to cut that a bit shorter, and when I put the bar end on that one, because I destroyed a screw. I've got to cut these down a little bit. I'll take a little bit off them. This one I had to spin around a little bit so the clutch is missing it. Alright, so it's all in position. It's not going to come off in a hurry. The wiring I loomed in fairly nicely. Every bike's going to be different because they're different lengths. The main thing is to make sure your connections can't get damaged or accidentally unplugged. I am going to have to relocate my quad lock because the quad lock used to go there. It does look quite busy with what these two cables here. That one you've got to leave a bit of slack because when you accelerate it's going to go backwards and forwards. I believe there's other models that have a better setup than this, but this type of hot grip has been around for years, so it'll do the job. Okay, it's 8 degrees. Time to test out these heat warmers. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I can see why people swear by these. It is really, they're nice and warm on the fingers. You do try to get your hand right around the grips, I notice, so your fingers stay nice and warm. No, that's impressive. My knees are a bit cold. You know, the jacket as usual does a great job blocking, but normally my hands are cold, but these grips are just doing a fantastic job, and they're only at 25%. 100% was just not, it was not uncomfortable, but oh, the heat going through these fingers, fantastic. I can see me putting this on other bikes. That's how impressed I am with them. So after going through 25 minutes of footage and only finding about 20 seconds of me trying to explain the grips, I thought I'd do a better job just redoing this whole recording again. Overall, I'm very happy with the Oxford hand grips. I think they're a great buy. I'd recommend them on tours, sports tours, pretty much any bike. And I understand sports bikes, they look a bit out of place on them. But if you're using your bike all through winter, these are definitely a must-have. I'd definitely be putting them on other bikes, especially if you're doing a long distance, if you're doing motorway travel, anywhere where your hands get cold. These things just make a difference because they're putting heat through your body, so it's definitely a good thing. Anyway, On that note, thanks very much for watching. If you found this video interesting, please like, share, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next vid.